mate, late call up. How'd you feel straight into the starting side?
Well, I've been around for a few years now, so it was a pretty seamless little swap in for a Thursday afternoon call up. Unfortunately for Henry, his knee didn't manage to pull up 100%, so it was nice to get a little reward of being backed and put straight into the starting team.
Yeah, and how are you kind of feeling this year as well? I guess a few limited opportunities. I think that was your second game, first one against the Sharks as well.
Yeah.
And, how are you kind of finding those?
Well, it's just really competitive for those outside back spots. I think Chance has had a few games, Laus has had a few games, Henry's been playing pretty much every game except for the one he had to pull out last week. It's just very competitive, and we just have to make the most of our opportunities when we get them.
Has Dan said what he'd like to see from you?
Yeah, it's just sort of doing my job and just making sure that when I do get on the field that I make the most of them. And unfortunately, there weren't a lot of opportunities for me, ball in hand, but I did my job in defence and in the backfield, so that's all I can ask for.
And is that something that you do enjoy, a bit more of that defensive side as well, and kind of just getting your heads down, bums up kind of attitude?
I don't think wingers would ever say that. I definitely think every winger wants the ball in their hand in space, but unfortunately that's not the game of rugby. It's a two-sided game. You've got to attack and defence, so it's just one of those things. I'll get my opportunities later in the year, I'm sure.
15-0 down after not many minutes on the weekend. What do you think was the turnaround after that bit of a slow start?
The Reds came out firing. They carried really well. They were offloading, and I think this team has been pretty patient all year, and unfortunately we did leak in a couple of soft tries, but I think everyone knew that we were more than comfortable once we started making those tackles and stopping the offloads, that we were going to grind them down, and our forwards did a great job making line breaks and scoring a few great tries to really lift the team. Did
the guys feel the confidence just growing as the tries just came in? Because 7 unanswered tries was a pretty good attacking effort. Yeah,
definitely. I think particularly late in that second half when Chris got sent off, we turned the ball over, shifted it wide, and we were well on the attack. And I think the crowd and all the players felt that we had started to gain a bit of ascendancy, and it just finished off throughout the second half.
Is that something you can take into this week, obviously heading over to New Zealand?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a very different game over there against Kiwi teams. The Australian derbies tend to be pretty tough and grind out victories, whereas the Kiwi teams put you under pressure in lots of different ways. So I don't think you can take too much out of it, but it was good to see that we're starting to make some line breaks and score some good tries.
Does it feel like your season's kind of back on track with that win?
I think with Super Rugby it's really tough. The whole season you never get easy games. So when you're a few games down the ladder, I think it's always within reach, especially in the Australian Conference, because you're always playing tough games. So you get a string of good victories and you're right back up the top of the leaderboard again.
You've had a good look at all the Australian teams now. How exciting is it to go to New Zealand and play a Kiwi team?
Yeah, it's a really, really good opportunity to test ourselves. We haven't had much of a chance early in the season, but last year we had a couple of really close losses against the Crusaders, Highlanders. We were up against the Hurricanes, but we just haven't managed to finish off. And I think last week we showed that we can really finish a team off now. So
the Australian hoodoo against New Zealand teams gets brought up a lot. Have the guys spoken about that at all, and obviously looking to end that this weekend?
Yeah, well, it's obviously been mentioned. It's mentioned every week in the media, and I think the boys are ready to give it a good crack, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for us coming off a good game last week.